Hello everyone and welcome back to Abstract Medicine. I do hope you are doing well. So today we're going to be doing a pick-a-pile, and the pick-a-pile is going to be all about what your next surprises are. And I'm only channeling, dear spirit, positive surprises, good surprises, the kind of surprises that we want to have in our life. So yes, that's going to be today's reading. Quick announcement before we select the piles. I want to let you know that I've currently slashed all the prices on the website, so there are now slashed prices across all of the bookings, so please take advantage of the prices now available for this year as they are and as they stand. For those of you who still have a discount, of course you're able to use that discount as well throughout the year. Why do I do this? Because I really feel like a lot of you are restricted with cash at this time, and I wanted to continue to be of service with you, for you, so that you're able to afford these sessions, these bookings overall. So take advantage of that. I think there is still currently available 2 more slots for 2025 predictions, so take advantage of that. I've been really loving doing your predictions. It's been really beautiful. We do the predictions per month with a card. I look at the fire with pyromancy, and then I also use the pendulum as well as the charms. So maybe we'll use the charms today as well. So one moment, let me just get them. Okay. And here are the charms. So get cozy, get comfortable, get yourself a cup of tea as I'm preparing the session for all of you today. Get your journal out, please, and just remember that all of my readings are completely timeless. For those of you who are wondering, this is a Japanese incense, bamboo charcoal. Beautiful, it's a lovely, lovely smell, and I like to place it in my shell here. And it's snowing currently where I am at. And there's been an amber alert, but that's fine because I've already prepped the car. The car is covered with a special car cover, and I've cancelled all of my appointments as of yesterday for the amber alert today. All right, so let's have a look and see what the surprises are for the collective, please. We're going to be using the Psychic Tarot cards to select each card, each pile. Okay, so that's 2, and we just want one more. Thank you so much for your lovely messages as well privately, and your comments, subscribing to the channel, all the good things, booking with me. I just really love you so much, Abstract Medicine Collective. Okay, I think this one wants to come out, doesn't it? Okie dokie, I think we are ready. So let's have a look. Actually, it's going to be a surprise. So we're going to reveal each card at your reading. So this one is going to be pile 1. Which pleasant surprises will be occurring for you? Pile 1, which pleasant surprises will be occurring for you? Pile 2, which pleasant surprises will be occurring for you? Pile 3. The timestamps for each pile is down below. If you'd like some more time to meditate, you know, to pause the video, maybe to select your pile, you can do that, or you can listen to all of them. You can pick your favorite number. I would suggest to try and switch it up and really just follow your intuition. Say, for example, your favorite number is 2 and you always pick number 2, pick another number. Okay, it's a surprise. Okay, that being said, we're going to start with pile 1. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. So let's have a look and see what your, just cleaning off some of that incense, your pleasant surprise is going to be. I'm only reading upright cards, Spirit, so your surprise is balance. Okay, your surprise is balance. So this is great because for those of you who have been experiencing imbalance in your life, imbalance in your finances, imbalance even in your body and how you're walking or standing, and you're finding it difficult to be on both balanced out with both feet if you're able to stand, there's going to be more balance in your life. For those of you who are not able to walk and you move around life in a wheelchair, there's going to be more balance with that. Okay, so I feel like generally speaking, this is a surprise of positivity. It's a big surprise as well, particularly because we've got this major arcana, gorgeous card, symbolizing balance and a big shift, which I love because of course it's big surprises and we have a big shift here, shifting towards more balance in your life. Now we do have the wand here, the pentacle, we also have the cup and the sword. Okay, so usually this would appear all in one card, as you know, for those of you who are cartomancy readers, in the magician card, but this is not the magician card, this is the balance card. So interesting how we have kind of a double energy here with magic as well as the law, the universal law of balance. Okay, so we have this energy of everything is fair, everything is good, my passions are balanced out, which would be the wands, my finances are balanced out with the pentacles, and my emotions balanced out with the cups, and my communication, how I speak, maybe I'm listening more, is all balanced out with this new surprise. We have a very strong indication as well of the sign of Libra. Some of you could also be connecting to an archangel, and this would be the good surprise for you coming through. Number 11 is also the numerological sign for twin flames, so there could be more balance in your connection with your significant other, who is your romantic emotional soul twin. And I do see that in all of those aspects regarding those 4 elements: fire, water, air and earth. So communication is going to be balanced between you both. The emotion give and take is going to be balanced between you both. The passion give and take is going to be balanced between you both, and you're going to be feeling, I would say, secure in the connection. Beautiful energy. We have strong Libra energy here, as I mentioned. There could also be a contract here, particularly with Libra ruling the 7th house in astrology. This would be an indicator of partnership, right? So the 7th house is all about partnership. So there's balance in your partnerships, but also balance in not only your romantic partnership, balance in your partnerships at work, balances in your partnerships with your family, balance in your partnerships with your friends, you know, your neighbors. There's just beautiful energy here about general, everything is good, your well-being is good, and there's a sense of positive well-being, I feel, which is a great surprise, I would say, for you, but also I'm happy to share that with you as well. Okay, so let's have a look at the Yokai Tarot. Okie dokie. Libra energy is also about compassion. It's about there's no need for competition. It's about understanding another person's point of view, way of being, ethics, philosophy. It's having an emotional heart that is open to another, and I would say also camaraderie. You know, this isn't about drama, this is about peace. So this is a positive surprise for you, for those of you who picked this pile, where you're going to be receiving peace more so. You're going to be experiencing peace in all aspects. Say, for example, you've been lacking financially, there's going to be a balancing out of that into now you've got financial health working in your favor. You've got prosperity in your bank account. You've got money in the plus sign rather than the minus sign. I just heard all's fair in love and war. So for those of you who have had and experienced a lot of conflict in your life or recently, there's going to be less of that. Okay, I do also see a peacemaker coming through, so this could be you yourself as a peacemaker as well. So let's get one card. Let's get another card, please. And one more. Okay, that's it. Actually, I'll put this here. Have the Yokai Tarot booklet as well, because it's always helpful. Each tarot deck is completely different. So we have the Eight of Swords. So remember how I said there was maybe conflict that you have experienced. Now this is going to be a stage in your life where you're not going to be receiving conflict anymore. Now I do see that there is a skeletal baby here, so some of you have been working on your inner child, and this is going to be a beautiful surprise where your inner child has now been healed. Can you also see how both of these beings are levitating, you know, practically the same, but one is more open and this one is more closed in and blinded, you know, maybe due to trauma that they may have experienced through their childhood or at a very young stage, maybe even in the fetus, you know, so as a fetal being in the womb. So anything that happens with the mother in the environment, or even the emotions of the mother, does transpire through the womb, and the fetal baby does experience and sense and feels all of those emotions too, and those feelings and traumas and whatever it may be. But what I'm seeing here, this is you moving away from all of that, pile one. You're lifting yourself up away from darkness, I feel. And this is an energy that you've been wanting to get out of and get rid of for a long time, I feel. And this is a positive surprise that there is going to be peace, a light at the end of the tunnel, I'm hearing. There's also this energy of Jesus coming through as well, for those of you who respond to him, his mastery, his teaching, his love as well, his guiding light. This may also be a call for you to pray to him. You know, even in Japan, they believe that he also visited Japan, and there is a place in Japan where they have a statue of him. They don't call him Jesus, but they call him Issa, I-S-S-A. So no matter whether you are a practicing Shinto follower, or a Christian follower, or Muslim follower, you know, this could be just an energy of, I understand and respect this prophet, this master, this teacher, this God on earth as well. So this could be a lovely message for you. Let's have a look at the Eight of Swords, because I'm curious to see if there's something I could be missing out on. Eights always turn into tens eventually, so I feel like you've been wanting to again complete a cycle of maybe even talking down to yourself, you know, speaking bad words to yourself. Those aren't good affirmations, they're negative affirmations. So I feel like you're moving into, again, rather than lack, into abundance. Rather than speaking bad words to yourself, you're going to be speaking good words to yourself, positive affirmations. So the Eight of Swords is limit, lethargy, paralysis, trap and impediment. The name Ubume, literally birthing woman, describes the ghost of a mother who has passed away during childbirth. Okay, it's quite traumatic, so I'm sorry if this is a trigger warning and you may have experienced this yourself. With a baby in her arms, this spirit wanders in search of someone to take care of it. Anyone who accepts the bundle can feel it grow heavier and heavier until it becomes impossible to move. This apparition speaks of a situation of stasis, possibly brought by a past trauma. And that's what I was picking up on. Sharing the load might be the right way to overcome the block. So you could be receiving a big positive surprise of someone who's coming in as a peacemaker, someone who's also coming in as a savior. You know, maybe you haven't asked for a savior, maybe you haven't called for a savior. I don't feel like you have a savior complex. If anything, I feel like you are a victim in a situation, or you have been a victim. I don't get the sense that you have been victimizing yourself. I feel like you've been, unfortunately, the victim of really crappy and bad circumstances in your life, and I'm sorry to see this and say this, but just know that it was not your fault. There's nothing that you could have done to prevent it from happening or changing it. It happened, and I'm sorry that it happened for you. But what I do see is that you're coming into more balance in your life and moving away from that pain from a young age, I feel. For those of you who've been wanting to have children, I feel like, you know, this has been an impediment for you. And I feel like you're moving in now to, actually, there's a possibility of me becoming a mother now, or a possibility of me becoming a father, because you're moving into a sense of well-being and healing. So that's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. let's have a look at the second card. Is the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords typically would talk about someone who's getting away with something. They don't care about another person's well-being or mental state. They just want to get what they want. So I feel, again, this is something that has happened to you in your past, that would again indicate that you've been a victim of pain of some kind. You'll know exactly what that is, and I don't want to list all of those things here in this reading, because it's not necessary. This is about moving into balance and well-being. So I feel like this is someone who has experienced a negative perpetration upon themselves, and again, this would indicate that someone was just thinking about their own needs being met. Okay, so again, we're mainly focused on this balance. Okay, so these two cards are, there's a story going on here. The Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords, there's a lot of swords, which means there's a lot of sleepless nights, there's a lot of mental conflict, there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of restlessness as well, feeling unease, but again, we're moving into balance now. Beautiful. Okay, so the Seven of Swords is stealth, subterfuge, shortcut, and espionage, as well as collection. So this is called the Sickle Weasel. Rides the swirling whirlwinds of the mountain regions and cuts unfortunate travellers with its sharp claws and spiky fur. Its movement is said to be so fast and stealthy as to be invisible to the naked eye. The Kamaitachi symbolises a silent menace, someone lying or plotting behind your back. Alternatively, it may be an invitation for you to be particularly sneaky in approaching the current issue. I actually get the sense again that this is, you're moving away from these kind of energies. You're moving away from people who are sneaky, conniving. They have a collection of negative impact, victims that they've accrued over time. And I get the sense that you're actually rising above and away from that. I actually also get the energy that some of you could be speaking out about what has happened to you, and this could really help other women elevate as well. So this is a sense of you also becoming the peacemaker for others and helping heal others from this situation in your past. Okay, I don't feel like this is going to be hidden for anymore. Actually, I feel like you're going to be the light at the end of the tunnel yourself in this situation. So the big surprise, if anything, is you and the community are going to be collecting stories of similar occurrences that other people have experienced, and you're going to be helping others to heal en masse. Beautiful energy, love this, which means that you're bringing the karma as well. This is a positive karma on account of those victims, but also you yourself. You are now tipping the scales from that negativity to positivity. And of course, here we have the Strength card. I love ending this reading for you, Pearl One, with a very strong card. Then we have the Strength card. Now the Strength card is also sharing light and strengthens the cards around it. This is also a major arcana, so you have bold, tenacious energy. This is the big surprise that's coming to you. For those of you who have felt weak in a situation, you felt like you couldn't overcome a situation emotionally, financially, spiritually, energetically, whatever it may be, I get the sense that you and your bold moves moving forward is really going to surprise a lot of people who thought that you were just someone who could be shushed up and just told to be quiet, and this is the secret, this is our secret, and that's it. No, you're going to be surprising others by being courageous. Be bold and courageous. Okay, so the Strength card is a Leo energy, as you know by now, for those of you who have been following abstract medicine for a while now, or just in the tarot. This is a major arcana of strength. Your physical strength is going to be improved. There's going to be more balance again in your body, how you move, how you walk, how you move across and around in your life. There's a physical strength here that really helps the spirit as well. The spirit is in the vehicle of this physical corporeal shell that is the body, of course. And this shell of ours is going to be stronger for those of you who picked pile 1. Let's have a read of this particular yokai. Okay, number 8. Love how you start the reading from your past with number 8, and then taking a step back with 7, and then you know, finishing it with the number 8. 11 and 8s here, gorgeous energy. You know, this is also very synchronous with the Strength card. Typically there's a number 8 infinity shape just above the head of the female who is taming the lion. Now the lion typically would be a symbol, just like the bull, of masculine energy, but it's also the symbol of the animal and symbol of brute force. And the female here, again, that very feminine energy that comes through with the Venusian energy of Libra, having compassion, you know, the 7th house of partnership as well. It's understanding another person's point of view, having forgiveness, not forgetting, but, you know, understanding the ways of life and how things happen sometimes for a reason, or for our not knowing exactly what that reason may be, but knowing that everything has a cause and effect. You understand the law now, and this is a big surprise to you that you're coming out of it on the other side stronger, bolder, more courageous, and I would say also graceful as well. So that's beautiful. Pisces energy here too with the fish too. Summer months could be significant as well. July, June, August. Let's have a look. Well, let's just read it in Spanish, or in Italian. Okay, so it says, La fuerza. Okay, palabras clave. So the key words are coraje, which is courage, resistencia, which is resistance, compostura, which is grace and composure, paciencia, which is peace, so paciencia, and serenidad, so serenity, okay? La verdadera fuerza reside en un espíritu indomable. So your spirit is indomitable. It cannot be shifted. It cannot be moved. You have an inner strength now within your spirit. Una buena postura siempre la gana. Una buena postura siempre le gana a una apariencia desgarbada. Okay, so you have this kind of posture which is very put together, I would say, and again, immovable. Let's have a look at the English translation, just make sure that I'm getting it right, because sometimes the translation may not necessarily be accurate. It's also about superhuman strength as well. Okay, it says here in English. Okay, what else is there? El carácter es lo que realmente necesitas para manejar las situaciones resbaladizas. Okay, so it's about your sense of your character, how you're coming across, is someone who is able to deal with any situation, I would say, with a superhuman strength. Now it's funny because in the strength card in English translation it's really long, so let's just read this translation because I feel like there's more information here. Golden Boy was a child, so Quintaro, Golden Boy was a child with superhuman strength raised up by a witch upon Mount Ishigara. So that's not in the Spanish, you see that? Okay, his battle against a giant koi fish is a recurring subject in Japanese folklore and tattoo culture, which employs it as a symbol of fortitude and good luck. This arcanum reminds you that equating strength with mere physical force is a mistake. By taming the fish with calm and composure, Quintaro shows how attitude can overcome obstacles of any size. True power resides in indomitable spirit, which we mentioned in the Spanish translation, and a good stance always wins over simple thrashing around. Strength of character is what you truly need to handle slippery situations. Beautiful. So there's strength of character here, gorgeous energy. Now we're going to have a look at the charms, okay? Look at the charms. Charms for pile 1. So we have the unicorn. So unfortunately there are people who do crazy things on other people to harm them because they're jealous of your light, Pile 1. I do feel like, again, you're rising above and you're seeing yourself as, you know what, I am different and I'm going to make that my thing. I'm going to make that my USP, my unique selling point. I'm going to now elevate myself and see myself in the way that other people see me too. I'm going to make that my strength. I'm no longer going to hide and put myself in a box in order to just fit in. I'm going to actually elevate myself. I feel like a lot of you, your big surprise is about your status elevating. And again, we have strength card here as well with the energy, strength symbol here with this charm, the stag, which is someone who is also very ephemeral, someone who's very mysterious, but also very strong. There's a strong masculine presence in your life, I would say, romantically too. We have grapes of abundance, celebration as well, camaraderie, coming together in friendships to drink wine and celebrate. We have a wedding, possibly. Some of you could be experiencing or receiving a proposal, a love proposal, a wedding proposal. We have the moon. Your subconscious also, your dreams are also going to be indicative. They're going to open the portal or a doorway into more information that you may be needing at this time. So pay attention to your dreams. Someone could also be asking you to move in with them. You know, you could be giving a key to them as well. But this is a romantic gesture of trust. We have another moon here. I'm picking up on female energy here. Your home is also going to be changing. You know, where you live is going to be changing. Now, this could also be you having a child as well, and that changes the environment of the home. Cancer energy here as well. And we have the turtle. So again, patience. Your patience is being rewarded. You going slow is a reward in itself, okay? We have the love heart here and someone being stuck on you in love, which is gorgeous. I just heard Unbreak My Heart, Say You Love Me Again by Toni Braxton. And every fair from fair sometimes declines, and every fair from fair, and every lair from lair sometimes declines. I have no idea what that means, but maybe this is about, maybe your card has been declining and now it's not going to be declining. There's going to be a balance now. We have a starfish, so some of you could be visiting a beach at some point soon, receiving flowers, now receiving your flowers, rewards as well. I feel like nature is going to be really symbolic as well. Some of you could be connected to Hawaii. There's a good connection as well, good group of people here with the leaves. I always see that as networking. Made with love. You could be making something made with love. I feel like there's also going to be a child being born made with love. So that's all I have for you, Pile 1. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know, and I'll see you in the next reading. And also make sure, please, to check out the bookings available for you. All right, love and light. Bye for now. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So I was talking and then my phone just started to pause and I spoke maybe for about 10 minutes, but I'm just going to continue or start again with what I said. So I feel like a lot of you are going through a transformation, a change, a shift. And I feel like the big surprise for you is that you could be shifting into a new stage of your life, or you're now prepared. You've been going through a long transition. I'm seeing someone who has been going through their own personal kind of birth canal and they're finally almost out. And what I said earlier was that I heard the bing of the microwave. I don't have a microwave. I don't believe in microwaves. They're not good for you. They're not good for your health. Microwaves are not good for your health. But what I will say is you're almost cooked. You're almost ready to come out of that transition, that stage. Now, when there are transformations, we don't know why something had to inevitably change and shift and end. But what I will say is I feel like you're bringing down your barrier somehow, or your mask, and you're becoming a new persona, a new person. Some of you could be changing your identity, or maybe because Scorpio energy in the transformation card is the death card, is ruled by Pluto, which deals with identity, and also things of the past and things that have been hidden underground. So this can also talk about sexuality as well, but I feel like some of you are really loving yourself with this green, the color green. Green could be a color that you could be wearing more or using in your color therapy, but I feel like you're almost out of the cocoon and you're ready to fly like a green butterfly. I feel like For those of you who've been withholding love, I feel like now you're going to be more emotionally expressive, maybe vocally or even through touch as well. But I get the sense that a lot of you are adding a new string to your bow. So I was mentioning that, you know, from the year 2008 to 2020, I was known as the artist, and then from 2020 I came out of the spiritual closet to everyone and started to do this kind of thing, which I'm very grateful for, and a lot of you have been on the journey with me since 2020, so thank you so much. And I'm still doing it, you know. And so now I'm known as an artist and a mystic healer. And then 2022, I'm just sharing this with you so that you can see if there's a resonance with you too. 2022, I came out with the podcast Hype A, you know, sharing my interests in intellectual conversations, particularly dealing with the arts and culture as a whole. So now I'm known as a podcaster as well. And now 2025, I really want to, you know, focus on art coming first, and art is the main goal, the main focus for me this year and moving forward. And everything else follows suit as well. So, you know, it could be something like that. Now, the Page of Wands did come out, and then I pulled these two cards, which I'm not sure what it is. But the Page of Wands is a card all about new beginnings and a young person starting something passionate, and they're just venturing into the foray of something that they're very excited about. Say, for example, you are a girl or a young boy and you've always wanted to play football, and your parents give you a football, or you earn that football because you do some chores around the house or something and you earn it. And so then you're just about to go onto the football pitch. And so you've no idea how to play this game, but you're excited about it. And there's all this excitable energy because you've always wanted to do it. And, you know, you're about to meet new friends and you're going to make, you know, new acquaintances, and you're learning new skills with your body as well, and how to play the game in general. That's the energy. But it's something that maybe could be connected to your current present interest. Now, all of us, everyone has different interests. Every human being really is very multifaceted, and I feel like a lot of us in the West, we forget that a lot of humans are multifaceted. You know, it's not just what you do at your job, at your work, that should define you. You also get to see another person. I feel like you are seeing yourself as this now, as someone whose interests also symbolize their or a deep reflection of their ethics or their philosophy or their identity, you know. So I feel like your identity is a big surprise for you. I feel like also for others, your unique selling point now could be something new or an addition to your brand. Say, for example, you are a chef and you mainly do savory dishes, and it's Italian cooking, of course. I'm joking, but say it's Italian cooking, and then this year you come out going, look, I really want to add pastries to my bow, as a new additional string to my bow, you know. So that's not like a big jump, but it's still connected with the culinary arts, you know. But it's something you're passionate about but still unsure about, just like that boy or that girl with the football, and they're just about to walk onto the pitch and play that game. So I feel like, again, you're adding a new identity with something that you're very passionate about. It does involve creativity, I would say, and you are in the initial phase of this. So this is a big positive shift. For some of you, this could be something you've been wanting to do for a while, maybe even since childhood or since you were a teenager. So the Page of Wands, let's have a look in the English and then look at the Spanish, because the Spanish translation is quite interesting. Okay, so keywords: initiative, vitality, excitement, playfulness, risk. Deep in the bamboo groves of the island of Shikoku hides the firebird called Basan. From the sound of its flapping wings, this legendary beast breathes ghost fire, a cold flame that does not burn or light up and is told to disappear as soon as it is sighted. This yokai presents a young and playful soul looking for adventure. Be careful though, that fire is unripe and a sterile defense against the perils you may find along the way. So you could be traveling as well, I feel. There could be a sense of adventure as well. It says here, Valeta de... No, that's espadas is swords. We need bastos. Copas. Where is it? De paus. Caballero de paus. Okay. Okay, it says, yes, iniciativa, vitalidade, entusiasmo, brincadeira, risco. So risk, enthusiasm, vitality, initiation, initiative is what we mentioned earlier. This is actually in, well, Portuguese, but it's the same. I understand it. I want to see where it is. Bastoni is in Italian. Okay, here it is. De bastos sota. Okay, yeah, all the things we mentioned. Alegría, riesgo, yeah. So risk, joy, excitement. No hay nada más saludable que un alma juguetona en busca de aventuras. So there's nothing more healthy than someone who is in search of adventure. Okay, pero ten cuidado, but be careful. Tu fuego aún es inmaduro, so your fire is still immature. Okay, so you're at the beginning stages of this, and you'll gain maturity with the first step and then moving forward, as we know. Y representa una defensa estéril contra los peligros del viaje. So even though you have that fire of excitement, it may not necessarily be strong enough as a fire to counteract any danger that could come your way. But nonetheless, I feel like you're moving boldly, courageously forward. Eight of Swords came up in the first pile, so I'm not going to say everything that came out in this card from the first pile, so I would suggest that you listen back on pile 1, please, about this. But I will say that a lot of you are letting go and leaving behind something that was very traumatic for you from your past, and you're wanting to elevate yourself from society, in society, you're wanting to elevate yourself away from that situation. And I feel like if you have been a victim of a situation in your past or just in your life in general, I do get the sense that your big surprise for you is that you're going to be surprising yourself by how passionate you are about shifting and changing and moving away and moving forwards. That's what I will say. And then we have the King of Wands. That is amazing. So we start the card with transformation, and we have the Page of Wands, Sota de Bastos, and then we have El Rey de Bastos, the King of Wands here. So we're actually starting as a child and then turning into the mature adult. So the big surprise for you is the thing that you're starting on this new adventure, maybe traveling. Again, that first bold step forward in your creative endeavor, or even this new approach to life and with an adventurous spirit and bold, courageous act, is really going to be very fruitful. It's also going to pay you back in a way that you yourself is surprised by how courageous you are actually are. And I feel like you've done this before. You're not afraid of change. I feel like you go through lots of transitions in general. I am picking up on someone who may have had lots of changes, transitions, transformations, but also someone who's had lots of stops and starts. Just because of the nature of this reading, the video was recorded and then it stopped and then it started again, and then we have this card from pile 1 that's come in here in your pile. So I get the sense that there could be an energy for you, pile 2, where in your past you've kind of maybe have been undecided, or you've been unsure about who you are to yourself, and what your life path is, or your life purpose is. And I feel like the big surprise for you is you realize that whatever you are putting yourself forward in, creatively speaking, you're very excited about it, you're very passionate about it, but you then see how courageous you are, which also in turn makes you see how courageous you have been on the whole in general in your life. I hope that makes sense to you. So the King of Wands, let's have a look. Rey de Bastos. Rey de Bastos, here you go. It says liderazgo, motivación, persuasión, ingenio, vanidad. So this is someone who is motivated, has a lot of persuasion or passion as well, or persuasive abilities for others. Someone who's ingenious. This can also talk about vanity as well. La presunción y el orgullo pueden someterte a grandes riesgos. So it says here that your presumption and your self-pride can really subjugate you into big bad risks. Okay, so what that says is that, you know, be careful that you're not doing anything based on your ego, particularly if it involves your identity. Do it from your heart space, which we have here with the color green, which is indicative of the color of the heart chakra. Okay, so do it from the heart, not from a sense of pride, or I've got to prove myself to other people, or I'm going to tell them who's boss, you know, or the people that have persecuted you or hurt you. You don't become the thing that you have been subjugated by. You become a better version of that. And so the big surprise for you is that you do, and that you see that there is, I feel, a fork in the road that comes through where you go, you can either choose to be prideful, or you can either choose to be humble. And actually, in that sense, also in turn, you become actually proud of who you are within, from a heart space rather than a ego space. Okay, so acepta tus responsabilidades. Después de todo, esto es lo que hace un verdadero líder. Okay, so basically, you are going to be responsible of everything that you do, and you accept the position that you are in now, or that you are fastly becoming into, which is someone who is a true leader. This is what makes you a true leader overall. Okay, let's have a look at the English of the King of Wands and see what the yokai is. It says leadership. A long time ago, at the temple of Mibudera, there lived a wicked monk named Sogen, who stole money from the offering box and oil from the lamps. When he died, he was damned to wander around under the guise of a floating, flaming head known as Sogenbi, Sogen's fire. This ominous yokai is living, because fire is living, remember? Living proof of the risks presumption and haughtiness can subject you to. Accept your responsibilities. After all, that's what a true leader does, which we mentioned in the translation. So I would say that your big transformation, your big surprise is your own personal leadership, and that you get to be, your identity now is being seen as someone of a position of power and responsibility, and someone who is in leadership. With the Wands suit, I would say this is you, pile 2, who works in the creative industries, and I see that you are surprising yourself and others, that you are now elevating yourself from maybe someone who, say, I'll just say as an example, say the acting world, say for example you would do just you'd be an understudy part for an extra on stage. Now you are the main lead in a Hollywood blockbuster movie. Like, that's the kind of energy that I'm picking up on. And if it's not a blockbuster movie just yet, it will be. So that's what I'm seeing. I feel like your identity is shifting, your brand is shifting, and people will be seeing you in a different way now. And that comes with a lot of responsibility. You know, there's lots of actors and artists, creatives in general. I mean, I've experienced it myself and see it too, is that you either become a pompous prat or you become a humble leader that is approachable, that is also hopefully someone who can be seen as an inspiration to others. Okay, so this is how your big shift, your big surprise is taking place for you at the present moment. That being said, let's have a look at your charms. And as I'm doing that, if you'd like to book a reading with me, you're more than welcome to do that. We can go deeper into what this big surprise could be, because I feel like there are more specifics in here, but otherwise we can look at your 2025 prediction as well. And as I said at the intro, all of the prices are completely slashed. So take advantage. Okay, so we have the stag. So again, this is a leader, isn't it? The stag is a leader. It's the main masculine. It's the energy of activity and passion. So again, this would be someone who is center stage, someone who's not to be messed with, because I mean, look at those, look at that. I mean, you don't want to mess with those horns. Okay. We have a Christmas tree. So the Christmas tree could be significant. So I feel like, you know, I feel like this time next year, or this Christmas coming through, timeless reading, but this Christmas coming through, I feel like you're going to be hosting around Christmas at your home, or at a place that really feels you're very connected to. I feel like particularly from your childhood. This could be, I'm actually picking on somewhere snowy with the stag. It's snowing here, but somewhere that's cold. So this could be North America, this could be Canada, this could be Scotland, England as well. But I feel, or the Nordic countries as well. Sweden, Iceland could be a place that you've been wanting to go to. Eating deer in Sweden as well could be a big thing. But I feel like you're going to be hosting. I feel like you know what it is? It's, I see a main character situation. I see a main character. You are the main character now in your life, and this is a big surprise to you and people around you. So congratulations. I'm actually hearing applause as well. So I do feel like a lot of you are being pushed by spirit to be center stage. You don't know how to play that football, but just go and learn. Okay. I see a wedding. I see celebration. Again, I see a church or some sort of temple here. I see a community, people coming together to celebrate. I see a unicorn. The unicorn did come up in pile 1 as well. There's lots of synchronicities with pile 1 and pile 2 here. The attachment. So there's something that you're letting go of, or you're needing to let go of from your past that you're still holding on to. Now, this could be I'm not good enough sentence. We'll have to remove that, cancel, clear, delete, and say I am good enough. And you're seeing yourself as someone who is incredibly unique, different, diverse, elevated, beautiful, attractive. You have lots of skills, lots of assets, lots of talents that you're now going to be using to your advantage. Pile 2. Okay, number 13 could be your favorite number. 13 rounds down to a 4. The 13th of a month could be significant. Friday the 13th could be significant too. The key in pile 1 came through as well, and this did talk about a home or a move. Now this could also be a change in residence as well. Pile 2, this could be you offering your key to someone that you love, or maybe this is someone who offers that to you. But I feel like a lot of you, it's about a change in your home, as in your personal home, your identity, but also a change in residence. Now we have a cocktail here. So I'm getting the energy of winter and summer, and I'm getting the energy of 2 climates. Okay, so you could be someone like me that's lived like between England and Italy, and also the state, well, LA in particular. And then we have, look at this, we've got Scorpio. So a lot of you could be Scorpio, and this is the sign of Scorpio, transmutation. So you could be Scorpios. October month could be significant as well. But I'm hearing you're rising up. You're rising through the ashes. So there is a rebirth here, and we have a star. and a star is born. So again, I'm seeing a lot of you are meant to be in the spotlight. Just be careful, take heed, not to be pompous, not to be too prideful, not to be egoic. Be a positive, inspirational leader, pile 2. That's all I have for you. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you know where to find me. All the information is down below. Subscribe to the channel, listen to the other piles as well. If I leave you and love you, see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. For those of you who chose this pile, let's have a look and see what your big surprise is going to be. We have conflict and defeat. Okay, so it did come out in the reverse. I wasn't really, intending on reading any reversed cards today, but I feel like a lot of you, it's about, you know what, I'm looking for peace in my life. I feel like that's been the running theme for all of the piles, is a shift and a change from imbalance and trauma and drama and playing small into feeling empowered and feeling at peace and balanced and finding peace in all situations, being an example of peace as well. Maybe with number 5 talking about changes just in general, it can also talk about the marriage between the masculine active on the right hand, the masculine active, and the passive feminine. So this could be a marriage between both, where you are now balancing your active and receptive. You know when the time it is to move forward and act, and you know when the time is to be at peace, reflect, meditate, and do some, journaling or meditation or reading a self-help book or something like that. Okay, so rather than victimization, I also see you ascending as well. So I see you ascending those steps rather than going down them. I do see that the big surprise for you is that you're not going to be persuaded from doing what you want. And I feel like a lot of you are feeling more courageous, and you're not going to be dissuaded. I feel like maybe in the past you've had people go, well, why would you want to do that? Like, that's not a good idea. And you listen to what they say and you take on their advice, but maybe you haven't even asked for their advice and they give it to you, or they tell you not to do something when you maybe wanted to do it, but it's up to you to decide, decide yourself to go ahead with it or not. And I feel like you've been around people who have been naysayers, pile 3, and I also feel like you're growing a backbone. To be honest, I'm sorry to say, but I do feel like this is a good thing, because you're telling people to bugger off, particularly those who are not supportive to your growth. It's your life. It's completely your life. No one else is living your life. No one is sleeping, in your body. No one is eating in your body. No one is walking and moving around life in your body. No one has the exact blueprint in your soul. You are completely unique, and so therefore it's up to you to make your own personal mistakes or not. You can't let other people tell you what to do. I feel like a lot of you are also adults, and it's something that maybe you've been doing in your past, and that's something that you've continued to perpetuate, is by being a people pleaser. So now, pile 3, you are choosing victory. You're choosing empowerment. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so pile 3, let's have a look at the Yokai Tarot for you and see pile 3's big surprise. I often see this card as a card of a slave that's just about to go into the Colosseum arena and be destroyed by lions and big gladiators or warriors. Of course, slaves were also gladiators too. But some of you, you could be, your big surprise could actually be you, rather than becoming a slave to the system, you're seeing yourself now outside of the matrix. So I won't get into that, but you'll understand what it means if it resonates. You're not following what other people are doing anymore. And this could be a big surprise to other people. Now, you could be seeing yourself now outside of the status quo. You could be thinking about living off grid, for example, and this could be a big surprise to many people. I feel like a lot of the piles, or just generally in the collective, a lot of us are doing things, being in ways that is a big surprise to other people, but not much of a surprise to you or to me. Because what I'm picking up on with the energies is that you are all going through a shift that you've been wanting to go through for a long time and become the best versions of yourselves, which I love. I love that. So let's pick a pile of cards. This one, it will be 3 and this one's 2 from the Yokai Tarot. Okay, Yokai, let's have a look and see. Pile. The first card is King of Swords. Wow. I'm hearing the song, she's as cold as ice, she's willing to sacrifice. She's as cold as ice, she's willing to sacrifice. Yeah, that song. So I feel like a lot of you have had enough. And I think you're vocalizing your intentions to people. You're vocalizing what you want from the universe. You're saying it in a very clear-cut manner, with authority, with leadership. And this is going to be a surprise to many people. I feel like a lot of you have not spoken up and have not said what you truly wanted or you truly meant. You're no longer mincing your words, pile 3. And so what I'm seeing here is that you are surprising others, but also surprising yourself. How determined, how focused you are, how much gumption you have as well, how much courage you have, and how much clarity you have with the path that you are setting your life upon. Because you're walking, or you're moving towards a path that is mainly based on your own personal decisions and co-created with spirit. Okay, there's no one else around you that will change your path, change your mind, unless you choose to change your mind or your path. So this is someone who I feel you are becoming pile 3, and this is a big surprise to you, possibly, but to many others. I feel like mainly it's a big surprise to many others. That maybe in your past you would continue with conflict in your life, and you would people please and you would just surrender. Now you're no longer doing that. You take no prisoners. So what that means is that the prisoners are dead before they enter the prison. Literally, that's literally what would happen. You know, they were dead upon arrival. You know, having prisoners in a prison is a lot of work. There's a lot of tactics and strategy that you have to have against your enemies by torturing them and all of these things. You're just not willing to do or entertain any of that. You'd rather just have them dead. So what I'm seeing here is that you are also cutting away people that take away your energy, and that's a big surprise to them. Those people around you who have been very conflictual, very naysayery, I do see that you're just cutting them out of your life. King of Swords is a Gemini, Aquarius, and a Libra sign. So these are the signs of intelligence. It's a sign of wit. It's a sign of transparency. It's a sign of I can be quite cutting and blunt with my words. I can be emotionless when I communicate. I'm very communicative. I speak when it is the time to speak. I listen when it's the time to listen. And I feel like a lot of you are excellent listeners. And I think that a lot of you are hell-bent on peace, which sounds like an oxymoron, but I feel like you're just becoming wiser versions of yourselves, and you are an authority unto yourself. And then of course the only other authority above you and around you would be Om, the Almighty. I do feel like a lot of you are connected to spirit, and now spirit for you could also be the element of air. So you could be very connected to the heavens, but you may not necessarily call God God. So you have a real strong connection to the elements, or the fae. But I feel like the air element will be very symbolic for you, particularly with all this blue happening here, blue and blue. We have this yellow here. So for those of you who've been asked by spirit to step into the light, your time is up, and this is the big change that's coming in. You will be stepping into the light, and you'll no longer be pulling away from it because of fear of not being good enough. Okay, it's been the main tone of the collective, these three piles. So let's have a look at El Rey de Espadas, and I will translate it for you in English in a minute. But sometimes the Spanish translation is different from the English. Rey de Espadas, palabras clave. So the key words are racionalidad, so rationality, analizas or análisis, which is analysis, which is analysis, precisión, precision, táctica, tactic, concentración, concentration. Okay, pretty easy, understood there. Afírmate y encuentra una manera de tomar el control de la situación actual. So affirm yourself to have control over the situation that you are going through or going into in a way that is controlled, I would say. Si enfrentarte con alguien cercano a ti es la única solución lógica, no lo dudes. So if you are in front of someone or before someone who's around you, it's the only way is to have a logical and unique solution to how you communicate with them. So I feel like this is more of an energy of the big shift that you're experiencing is one that is logical over emotional. And don't doubt your way of being. The way you are is the way you are. You can't change the way you are, unless of course you're being horrible to people, but that's not your natural state. No one is born, I don't think that people are born evil, to be honest. I feel like all children are born the way they are. But then there can be implants of information, other spirits that can take over as well. And then, of course, situations that can happen, like wars, for example, that can really have a major detrimental effect to the psyche of a human being, of course. But I feel like you are someone who would be mainly on the sphere of being logical. I feel like some of you could also be slightly on the spectrum as well, and this is not a detriment, this is actually an asset. So use that, because I feel like you have a very unique way of seeing the world and communicating. Okay, let's have a look at the King of Swords in the English. Now the suit of swords is the spring months. So the spring months could be significant. Analysis, we said all of that. Focus, yeah. So Fujin, literally the wind god, is the divinity that governs the air. His cloth bag safeguards the winds of the world, which he sometimes lets loose in order to fight his brother Raijin, the god of lightning, thunder and storms. This godly figure is here to inspire you, affirm yourself, and devise cunning plans to take control of the current situation. If fighting someone close to you is the only logical solution to the problem, don't hesitate to do so. All right, we've said that. So we have the moon, and we have number 15, 16, 17, and 18 in the Roman numerology. So I get the sense also, oh, these are so cute, look, there's a white bunny and a black bunny. Oh, the year of the rat could be year of the rat could be significant, but the year of the rabbit could be significant too. You could be seeing bunnies as well, but the bunny is quite airy as well, really, in a way, because it's sort of like earthy but also airy because it jumps and leaps, and it's kind of skittish. You don't really see bunnies that often in nature. They just sort of come out when they want to come out, a bit like the sign of Cancer, the crab. It's sort of cardinal. Once it knows when to come out, then it does. And I feel like it's really these signs, like the sign of Cancer could be significant, but the sign of Cancer, but also the rabbit, are animals that are very close knit. They deal with their own group of beings, so you could be connecting to more air signs at this time. And the big surprise is that even though you are coming across as very logical and cutting and decisive about who you want to spend, I'm hearing, the rest of your life with, but also just your people, your community is changing. You could be attracting more air signs, Geminis, Aquarius, or Librans. So people born in the months of whenever it is, September, and the month of May, June, the month of January as well, and February, just those air signs particularly. Okay, let's have a look at the moon. You know, typically the moon sign is also the sign of the mother, and it's also, there's a big change happening with your home or a main female in your life that could be providing this big shift. So there could be a shift with a mother in your life as well. I like these rice bowls, like these rice balls rather. There's little rice balls there. It's cute. Okay, let's have a look. The moon is also an indication of letting go of your deepest fears. So the big shift for you, the big surprise for you, is that you finally let go of your deepest fear. And by letting go of your deepest fear and conquering it, you become the very thing that you have resisted, if that makes sense. So say, for example, you have been a victim of horrible things, circumstances, you then become the victor of that situation. You're able to help and heal others. And this is what we do, you know, as people, as healers, we transmute the pain and toxin into medicine. You know, we become the medicine of that very thing that had ailed us. And maybe the rabbit could be your animal medicine. So you could be working with rabbits, hares as well. There could be some sort of ceremony involving that, or maybe your main animal totem or spirit animal even could be a rabbit. You could even have rabbits in your dreams, but rabbits also are indications of children, having children. So maybe in the past you said, no, I'm never going to be a dad. Never, ever. The king's a father. We have a mother here. I'm never going to be a father or a parent. And then you change. The big surprise to you and your partner is you end up wanting to be that. Okay, so let's have a look at La Luna. That's in Portuguese, but it's still the same. La Luna is... I also feel like the big surprise to you is, say for example, you are of a certain age, masculine or feminine or whatever. I feel like you could also have a very strong libido as well, I would say, with the rabbit. Okay, and this could be a surprise to you that's going to be enhanced. Okay, so maybe due to a prayer or an offering or a medicine that you take yourself. Okay, so palabras claves. So the keywords are misterio, ilusión, subconsciente, romanticismo, occultismo. So yeah, all those things that you already guessed. Mystery, illusion, subconscious, romanticism, and the occult. Este es el momento de utilizar la intuición en lugar de la simple racionalidad. So this is the time, this is the moment to use your intuition in the place that is usually very rational. So usually if you are a very logical and rational person, it's really time with this big major arcana to, surprise to you, shift into that. Maybe this is you shifting into focus on the occult, or focusing more into the mystery of the world. I don't understand what God is, but I feel close to where God is, or what God is, or what God means, or God is close to me, but I don't feel comfortable naming God as God. But it could be the element of air. Okay, and there's a closeness to spirit. I feel like there's something very close to the intangible world, pile 3, that's going to be a big surprise to you. Now you could also be experiencing very strong dreams, visions, a sense of an elemental, a spirit, or a spirit guide that is communicating to you from the other side, or subconsciously. Beautiful energy, beautiful channeling. El subconsciente a veces puede engañar, pero la razón por sí sola no puede abrir todas las puertas. So what that says is that the subconscious sometimes, at times, can defeat us or can win over. But the reason why that happens alone is that you cannot open all of the doors. So there's an elegy of selecticism. I don't know if that's the right word, but I would actually suggest allow yourself to open the doors to your subconscious a bit more, because I think that sometimes the logical brain is fantastic, but the big surprise to you is that you're going to be opening those subconscious doors more so. And I would also, as homework, encourage you to read or listen to the lectures by Carl Jung. Carl Jung, C-A-R-L-J-U-N-G. Right, now let's have a look at the English translation and see more about the yokai associated with the moon. Now, obviously, as we know, the moon comes after the star, and then after the moon is the sun. So there's a big wish that you've been wanting to come true. In order for it to come true, you've got to face that fear. Okay, delve deeper into your dreams or your subconscious. Connect further with your intangible world, spirit, faith, whatever that may be, so that you can get it eventually, that will bring happiness with the sun. So look at the full moon, and in the dark markings on its surface you will see the shape of a rabbit working with a mortar and pestle. Ask about it and the Japanese will tell you of the mythical moon hare pounding ingredients for tsukimi, the mid-autumn festival. The legend of this lunar character is as oniric and romantic as the moon itself, and equally mysterious. What is the rabbit preparing? Is it food, medicine, or something else? Remember, I spoke about that. Looks like rice balls. There's also page 22. 22 could be significant as a number. Some things can only be inferred. So use your intuition instead of your rationality to draw your conclusions. Exactly. The subconscious can be deceiving sometimes, but reason cannot open all the doors on its own. Exactly. That's exactly what I mentioned earlier. And the last card is Four of Swords. So Spirit is saying that the big surprise for you is you're going to have an opportunity close to the timing of this reading that, yes, you'll continue to cut people away and all of those things, but as you're doing that, you're clearing the path. Because when we declutter from our lives, whatever it is, people, places, things, we end up creating space. And so in that moment where we create space for contemplation and meditation. And so this is a card of exactly that. It's Spirit will be wanting you to connect and reflect and take a pause. Let's have a look at the Four of Swords. And then we'll go to the charms and close out this reading. If you like this video and you want more of these kind of videos, let me know. And you can always book a 2025 prediction for this year as well. Love doing these for you. It's been really, really fun. Very positive readings for you so far in the collective. So we've got the Four of Swords here in English. And as I mentioned in the introduction, all of my prices are completely slashed. An irreverential way of saying things, but it's quite fun to say. Okay, all right, so Cuatro de Espadas. Okay, recuperación, sueño, tregua, retiro, pausa. So retreat, sleep, truce, dream, and pause, recuperation, especially after an illness or sickness. No te obsesiones con metas y ambiciones, porque la estabilidad mental es lo más importante. So what that means is that don't become obsessed by methods, ways of doing, or even ambitions at this time, because what's important right now is your mental stability. Tómate el tiempo para descansar, reflexionar y recuperarte. So that means take your time to sleep, to rest, to chill out, Netflix and chill, reflect and recuperate. Okay, in the English it says, in the dark, dusty halls of long-abandoned mansions, one can stumble upon a yokai called Aonyobo, literally blue spouse. This is the spirit of a frustrated courtier waiting for a lover or a husband who will never return and devouring any trespasser who disturbs her wait. This cruel spirit is a warning not to obsess over goals and ambitions, because stability of the mind is of the utmost importance. Take time to rest, reflect and recuperate. Now, side note for some of you, for those of you who have been waiting for a lover to return and know that they're not coming back, and you're under an illusion, which is the moon, you've got to face your fear in knowing that some people just aren't meant for you. Some people are meant for you for a reason, people are meant for you for a season, and some people are meant for you for a lifetime. Remember, we spoke about that at the beginning. You're cutting away from people that are no longer serving you, okay? And I feel like you're going to be decisive. The big surprise for you is you're decided upon this particular person that you know is not going to come back and you're pining for. You know they're not meant for you. They're not meant to be in your life. You're going to do whatever her name is, Jane Kondo effect, where you're clearing and decluttering your life. You make a decision, and so when you make that decision, you're no longer scared of advances coming towards you that find you attractive or admirable or whatever. So for those of you who don't resonate with that, that's fine, but I feel like you are needing a time of rest and recuperation. We have all these swords here as well. Now let's have a look at the charms. So we have Christmas. So Christmas came in I think all of the piles, but I think for one of the piles I said that Christmas is going to be significant. I feel that the winter months are going to be significant. This big surprise for you is that maybe you become more sexually active and that you no longer distrust people who are advancing towards you as admirers. I feel that also I see people around the Christmas tree in a cause for celebration. Some of you could also be falling pregnant or becoming a father or mother around the Christmas period. I see your connections, your network improving as well on account of you cutting people out and just refining the people that are around you. I feel like you're very refined people, pile 3. Oh, beautiful. I've never seen this one before. We have a lovely cat, which is a symbol of Ba'at in Egyptian culture. the cat god. So you could be becoming not only decisive with your words, but also mysterious with the moon. You're mysterious to people. There's something intangible about you. You could also be adopting a cat as well, or becoming more connected even psychically to cats. Your cat or that you have right now is your main friend, pal, or familial. You could also this could also be the sign that this is your pile for those of you who love cats. This could be my pile because I love cats. And my nature is very feline. There's something very mysterious about you, but I also get the sense that you're quite fluffy and huggable, under a very put together, but also, what's the word? I don't want to say demeaning, but someone who is very, you've got like an impending energy about you that people find very intimidating. We have the Paris sign of Tour Eiffel, so we have the Eiffel Tower here. So some of you could be making a wonderful trip to the Eiffel Tower or Paris and seeing the beautiful Tour Eiffel. There could be a trip to Europe as well that's of significance, and Ireland. Yeah, definitely Paris and Ireland as well. Four-leaf clover is a sense of good luck. So your big surprise is good luck, and we have the hook. So I do see that you are unhooking yourself of people who are negative, but the big surprise to you, I feel, is your connection. There's a little fly. Big connection to spirit. You're facing your fear of being rejected, and you're coming out as the victor, as well as someone who could be very sexually active and warm and fuzzy on the inside and cuddly and affectionate, but only to those that you trust. And I think that your circle of friends and people and network is going to be very refined, and I think the big surprise is that you're very secretive of your space, your home. You don't invite many people to your home, really. That's what I feel, because you're very selective. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like other readings like this, let me know, and you can book directly on my website too. Listen to other videos here as well. Listen to pile 1, pile 2 if you wish as well, and I'm seeing you soon in the next reading. Bye for now.